A Rockland County family had quite the wildlife encounter.
That's right. They alerted authorities after spotting an alligator in a creek.
Behind the boat, and I didn't think a shark could actually shake the boat like that. The boat, like literally, I was like shaking like in an earthquake. I was like, what's going on? I went back there. Oh my God.
From sudden face-offs to sneaky strikes.
Oh, run, bro, run, Daniel, run.
Animals making the first attempt, or people entering the wrong territories. Hang on to see the wildest encounters caught on camera that shocked the whole world. Upset mommy alligator. While trying to film a young alligator for educational purposes, this guy had no clue that Mama Alligator was nearby, and she wasn't having it. She had other ideas, as she went into full Mama Bear mode and stormed up the bank, heading straight for the guy. Good for the guy for having strong reflexes, as if it had been a second later, he would have been dragged in. This shows how protective mothers can be. She was like, "Not on my watch." She made it clear that the young one was off limits at all costs. Better keep this in mind if any of you plan to film these creatures, or better yet, leave the young ones alone. Territorial alligator.
He's like, this is my pond.
On Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, a fisherman nearly became the catch of a lurking alligator. Talk about a close call, right? A man who was biking nearby recorded the whole thing just as he spotted the gator about to charge at the unsuspecting man at the pond's edge. With the creature heading straight for him, he managed to dash just out of reach, narrowly avoiding becoming the next statistic. Pretty sure next time he won't be fishing in this pond, or at least be more alert and aware of these stealthy beings, because they are scary.
He's like, this is my pond.
Close call with gator. Coming up is a nightmare straight out of the wild. While feeding the crocodiles in Rio Tarcalitos, man ran out of food. And guess what? The gators hadn't had their fill yet. Yep, the guy looked like the next course of meal for these terrifying creatures. It sounds like that moment, standing face to face with those powerful jaws, was too close for comfort. But I'm gonna say, surviving that close encounter was definitely a story. But the lasting nightmares would have been terrible for this guy. Definitely an experience no one dares to ever have. Alligator eats bird.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out.
Ever tried to free a bird stuck in water under a branch? And just when you think you have almost saved a life, it takes a terrifying turn? Well, that's what happened to these guys, as this woman was this close to saving the bird when an alligator interrupted their plans. Yep, the mighty reptile went straight for the bird, narrowly missing the woman, showing off its powerful jaws as it thrashed through the water. Capturing the raw reality of survival, these guys would never forget this encounter for the rest of their lives. How a gator destroyed their plans, almost taking them in the process.
Damn, I'm sorry, buddy.
Giant thief.
Oh, run, bro, run, Daniel, run.
Just when Daniel was about to reel in the prized barramundi, a massive beast surged from the depth of the water, snatching it right from under him. The power and speed of this apex predator in action was jaw-dropping, as it didn't let go of the fish, no matter how much they tried. And then, in one swift checkmate move, it swallowed the fish whole. Yep, the whole thing was gone in a matter of a few seconds. I guess we all know now who really rules the waters in Australia. Next time, don't dare to fish in croc territory, all right?
It's so big, he's swallowing it. Oh, the whole thing. Oh, the whole thing.
Alligator rescue.
Mistake. Big mistake.
Local legends spoke of a massive, fierce croc known as El Diablo, terrorizing the people. The only question was this: the very crocodile that the Gator Boys, along with the help of Mazatlan Aquarium, tried to rescue from a construction site? With the adrenaline high and a dangerous reptile on the loose, this intense rescue mission had everything to make it once-in-a-lifetime experience. Whether it was the notorious El Diablo or not, it didn't go easy. Nope. It put up quite a lot of fight, so much so, the guys had to take extreme measures to capture this beast, making every moment count.
Come on, Chris, just pull him up in the rope. All right, get him out of the water.
Narrow escape. Another thrilling close call coming right up. A wildlife photographer was perched right on the edge of water, not knowing that a crocodile had seen through his camouflage and was ready to strike. If it hadn't been for the shouts of the people behind him, the man was about to be a goner. Safe to say that sheer luck saved him. Otherwise, this was definitely going to make for an unforgettable story. Who knew wildlife photo sessions could be this intense? And this life-threatening, right? I'm guessing he now knows not to take nature this easy, because these reptiles can surely surprise you in many ways. Gator trying its luck. While this guy thought he was going to have a routine fishing trip in the Florida Everglades, little did he know he was about to fight a wild alligator for fish. The alligator tried his best to grab the free meal and came from different slides, but the man knew what he had to do. He finished his business there and grabbed the fish and ran back. Talk about fishing with adrenaline, right? Take note of this the next time you ever plan to go fishing in the Everglades. Unexpected visitor.
Go away!
Now she thought she was going to have a serene, chill day on her paddleboard, just paddling along and having the time of his life. Only it turned out to be anything but chill, because while she was paddling along, this alligator had other plans as he approached her rather aggressively. It seemed like the creature had set his eyes on his paddleboard and aimed to take a bite out of it to eat. Now the question was, how did this reptile become this bold? Turns out, someone had been feeding this large predator, which, of course, likely contributed to its boldness. And the community was left wondering who had been encouraging this dangerous behavior.
Go away!
Croc-infested waters. The Nile River in Uganda has the highest concentration of crocodiles on the entire Nile, maybe even the planet. And this guy should have thought of that scary fact before going fishing here, because this is what happened next. While he was busy with fishing, he had no idea a crocodile had zeroed in on him and was heading towards him at full speed. One can feel the seconds tick away as the giant beast lunged at them, and all they had to defend themselves with were the oars. What good would they do, right? But kudos to them for successfully evading the crocodile.
Nice one, man.
Because otherwise, it could have been a much, much bigger disaster. Adrenaline pumping. The guys raced ahead, not even bothering to look back. Foot massage from an alligator. You think only professional masseuses can give you a massage? Well, think again, cause this guy ended up getting a pretty unconventional massage from none other than an alligator. Don't believe us? Let's show you then.
You just gotta be careful, Will. Come on.
The surreal scene unfolded as the guy was relaxing on his boat, unbothered by the presence of the reptile lurking nearby. Now you would think it was about to take a chunk out of this man's foot as it got near, but nope. It just nibbled his foot and played along, and then went back into the water. Like that's all it came here to do. A harmless yet pretty weird interaction, right? Hungry reptiles. Dangling a piece of meat, and that too in front of hungry alligators. Now that takes guts. And while feeding these guys was a noble task, of course, they forgot they were dealing with vicious predators of the food chain. As soon as the alligator failed to catch the dangling piece of meat, it reacted, just inches away from these guys. It hit the boat, doing any and everything to get that food. Tension rose as the crew fought to keep their balance and the boat steady, while the ancient predator showed no signs of backing down. A good example of never taking these reptiles easy and getting fooled by their demeanor. These are viscous beings after all. I mean, just look at them. Crocodile tug of war.
Oh my fuck.
Of all the places, a crocodile does not belong in a residential area. Then how did this gigantic one find its way there? During massive floods and rains, this huge reptile was seen slithering through the streets, while a throng of people gathered together to watch and attempt to capture this being. Frankly, it looked like these guys were playing tug of war with this creature, and this one was a tough crocodile. It wasn't backing down and gave these guys quite a tough time. Now, would you ever dare to come close to a crocodile, let alone try to capture one? I don't think so.
Oh my fuck.
Close encounter with croc. While out fishing in the scenic Ord River of Western Australia, this fisherman found himself in a heart-stopping encounter with none other than a huge crocodile. Now he must have thought he was going to be safe in the boat, but nope. The crocodile was on a mission to show him that that's not the case, buddy. These predators are known for their incredible speed and unpredictable movements, and this one showed exactly that as it lunged towards the boat, and not just once. It was like the croc was teaching him a lesson to think twice before coming to their territory again. Gator mission.
Dude, he's big. Biggest alligator I've ever caught in my life.
The famous Gator Boys were in for an adventure of a lifetime as the entire team got the opportunity to tackle the biggest alligator they had ever encountered. It was ginormous, while it would have scared the heck out of anyone else. But not these guys. They geared up, everyone on high alert to tackle this massive beast, one way or another. Now the question was, did they manage to wrangle this colossal creature safely? Yep, they did. But not easily, though. This one put up one heck of a fight, which was no surprise given how enormous it was. It really was an epic showdown between men and nature's ultimate predator. Giant reptile.
Holy smokes.
When the HOA started receiving multiple calls about an aggressive alligator lurking in a residential pond, it was time to take serious action. The team went out to remove this giant reptile that had been causing quite a stir in the neighborhood.
Wow.
The tension was palpable as they approached the pond. They knew they were dealing with a creature that doesn't shy away from confrontation, and that proved right as the alligator lunged at every given moment, each being a close call. Yet these guys were here on a mission, as they did everything right to tackle the challenge safely and ensure the community's safety at all costs. How amazing was that right? Giant saltwater crocodile. Back in 1997, on a fateful day of July 20th, a daring rescue unfolded at the Madras Crocodile Bank in southern eastern India. These guys were deep in the process of digging out the pit of their massive saltwater croc named Jaws, when things took an ugly turn. Jerry, a member of the team, boldly stepped into the fray as he planned to engage with Jaws directly. Heard that right? Yeah. He slapped the formidable creature on the nose so that all his attention would be focused on him, while the workers on the other side could keep digging the pit. Now that was one risky and fearsome job. Definitely not for the faint of heart. This is the reality of working with one of nature's most fearful predators. A quick greeting.
Oh shit. Oh shit, man.
In a wild and quite an unexpected encounter, an alligator decided to make a splash, literally. This group thought they would casually wave hello to this gator and he would not respond. Boy, were they wrong. As the gator not only greeted them, it showed them how easy it was for him to get inside their boat as well. Just like that, he gave them a scare of a lifetime. And then went on its merry way, like nothing happened. Pretty sure they rushed out of that area as fast as they could, not looking back. And why would they? They barely managed to escape this one. What would you do if an alligator decided to jump in your boat for a quick hello?
This is so close, man.
GoPro snatcher. This wildlife photographer got a little more than what he bargained for when he tried to film a seemingly calm alligator in Florida, which turned out to be anything but calm. As he focused on the majestic being, it suddenly lunged at him, turning his photography session into a heart-pounding escape. But this alligator was curious on another level, as it aimed to snatch the GoPro right out of the filmer's hands. The thrill of the moment was palpable as the gator's powerful leap and sharp jaws came dangerously close to getting what it wanted. Crocodile versus boat.
Look at the crocodiles, I don't believe it.
At the Arundi Game Reserve, a gamer ranger took his son on an adventure to test out a new RC boat at a crocodile-infested waterhole. Now, was that a good idea? Let's see! The pleasant afternoon quickly turned tense as the remote-controlled boat glided across the water and attracted the attention of crocodiles. I mean, it was their territory, so that was pretty much coming, no? One moment the boat was there, and the next, not so much. Yep, one of the crocodiles got to it and destroyed it, effectively showing who was the true ruler of these waters. Crocodile Carnival. Now this scene was straight out of a nightmare. One crocodile is terrifying enough, but ever seen a boat trying to wade through what could only be described as a crocodile carnival? Huge basks of crocodile in Indonesia made their way towards this boat as the man tried his hardest to navigate through the throng of them and get to safety with the muddy water all surrounded by the bushes. Saying these crocodiles looked terrifying would be an understatement. The video ended before we got to know whether the boat made it to safety. Let's hope it did, because don't even want to imagine otherwise. Sneaky Cayman. In the heart of an isolated lake, surrounded by dense foliage and the sounds of nature, a guy named Jeremy Wade found himself on a fishing adventure like no other. As he cast his line, the calm scene quickly got interrupted by a sneaky presence lurking beneath the water surface. Turns out, a caiman with its keen instinct and predatory gaze planned to sneak up on him and catch him off guard. But Jeremy was no rookie either, as he saved himself just in time. But it was a close call, no less, effectively making it one of the most nail-biting experiences of his life.
It's interesting. Normally, it's the human being creeping up on the wildlife to have a look at the wildlife.
Massive whale shark. As this man dangled from the edge of the boat, screaming at the top of his lungs, you would think he was afraid of the water and didn't want to go in. But nope, that wasn't the case. Turns out, as he tried to climb up the boat, a massive sea creature had come up from the deep waters and planned to lunge at him at any given moment. While the guy made it to safety, good for him. People have been trying to figure out what kind of sea animal was that. Was this really a whale shark? Or some other sea creature? What do you think? Orca versus paddleboard. Paddleboarding on the ocean's surface is a blast, but things can get pretty exciting when a curious marine guest decides to pay you a visit. He was enjoying the serene waters when an orca suddenly appeared, breaching right next to him. Just when he thought it couldn't get more thrilling, the massive creature bumped into his board. Thankfully, he managed to stay upright and avoid a potential disaster. Man, he was really lucky this time, because we all know what could happen in such a close encounter with a powerful creature like that. Surrounded by sharks. Just when this kayaker thought he was out for a nice paddle, a whole group of sharks decided to join him. Surprisingly, with nothing but his trusty paddle in hand, he chose to face the unexpected. You won't believe it, but this kayaker had balls of steel. Instead of panicking, he transformed those open waters into a suspenseful showdown with the sharks. But before any more fight happened, he wisely decided to paddle away from the scene. Now that's a story this kayaker wouldn't soon forget. Fishing went wrong. Fishing isn't usually packed with surprises, but a recent viral video turned one girl's first fishing trip into something out of a movie. She was all smiles, reeling in her very first catch, when out of nowhere, a huge bull shark jumped up, snatching her prize right off the line. They were all left screaming and laughing.
Oh! You should have seen that shark!
Trying to make sense of what just happened. It was a memory she won't forget anytime soon. Not every day does your first catch get stolen by a shark.
Oh, Jesus Christ! It's all mine! It's all mine!
Unexpected huge catch. In August 2023, a fisherman was out fishing in Nova Scotia. He was fully focused, busy reeling in a good catch. Suddenly, his line tightened, making him believe that something huge had hooked. But as he pulled it closer, a massive shape emerged from the depths. Oh my goodness, it was a great white shark! Needless to say, it wasn't the striper he'd bargained for, but it's one story he'll be telling for years. As soon as he realized the sheer size of the creature on his line, he quickly released the reel before anything more unexpected could happen. And guys, let me tell you, sometimes knowing when to let go is the real win. Surprising encounter. A group of fishermen in Spooners Creek, North Carolina, were having the time of their lives, hoping for a big catch, when something fishy decided to surprise them. Their line suddenly tightened. They thought they had hooked a massive prize. But then, with a powerful jump, a huge blue marlin burst out of the water, its sleek body. They had an incredibly close call, dodging just in time. And let's just say, it's a fishing trip they won't soon forget. Catch too big. Now this is what you'd call a prize catch. This fisherman went through quite the workout out there, but all that effort made his catch truly hard-earned. This is one catch that definitely took more than luck. It was so massive that his strength alone wasn't enough to reel it in. He was seen giving it everything he had just to pull it out of the water. After an intense struggle, he finally succeeded, landing one of the biggest fish of his life. Surprise catch. In July 2018, a fishing crew off Misquamicut Beach in Westerly, Rhode Island, got the surprise of a lifetime. While hauling in their catch, they found a 6-foot great white shark tangled in their lines. A first in the captain's 20 years of fishing. Acting fast, the crew jumped into action, pulling the shark up by its tail to get it back overboard. As soon as it hit the water, they watched it spin around in the boat's wake for a moment before it finally swam off.
See ya.
Shark Taste's boat.
Oh my god!
This is how hungry sea predators are. In May 2021, off the coast of Gansby, some tourists were having a great time fishing until the great white shark chose to surprise them. That's not all, guys. It didn't just show up and leave. It followed their boat for nearly an hour. At one point, it even bumped into the boat, giving the tourists a thrill. And it a scare they'll never forget. After a little taste test, the shark finally decided they weren't on the menu and swam away, leaving everyone stunned. Whale surprise. This lady was enjoying a lovely, peaceful day on the ocean, just chilling by the boat. But then, a giant sea creature made her rethink her life choices. Sitting too close, she got quite the surprise when a massive whale emerged from the water and leaped right next to her. As soon as she realized what was happening, she quickly scrambled back onto the boat, definitely learning that maybe sitting so close to the water wasn't the best idea after all. Surprise guest. So, there they were, a group of tourists enjoying a peaceful boat ride. Everything was calm and serene, until suddenly, an alligator decided it was time to join the fun. In a split second, it launched itself onto the boat, turning their relaxing sightseeing trip into a wild adventure. The tourists couldn't believe their eyes as the gator made itself right at home, like it was claiming the boat as its VIP lounge. Didn't know that alligators could be such party crashers. Diver's close call.
Right there, wow. Holy crap.
Guess what? So, there's this unbelievable video of a marine conservationist getting ready to dive. She was all geared up and excited when, out of nowhere, a tiger shark swam right up to the ladder. Just as she was about to jump in, there it was, showing off its teeth like it was saying, "Human, this is my territory." Luckily, she held off on the dive because that would have been way too close for comfort. Just remember, it's super important to respect wildlife when we're in their space. Angry bull shark.
Shark attacked the boat 4 times, then he went away.
I'm not sure what got into this bull shark, but it sure made for a wild experience. The fishing crew was out there hoping to catch some black-tip sharks when they spotted a cobia swimming near a group of bull sharks. Excited to see it up close, they moved in for a better look, but that's when things took a surprising turn. The bull shark wasn't too happy about their approach and started charging at the boat again and again. Everyone was caught off guard by the shark's sudden reaction, and it left a few dents in the boat. But even amid the chaos, the crew found a way to laugh about it.
And I didn't think a shark could actually shake the boat like that. I was like shaking like an earthquake. I was like, what's going on?
Sneaky shark.
Whoa!
You never really know what might happen when you're out on the water. One day, a kayaker was out hoping to reel in a big catch when he got an unexpected surprise. Just as he thought he was about to celebrate his success, nature threw him a curveball. A massive shark suddenly shot up from the water and snatched away his hard-earned catch in the blink of an eye. I don't know about you guys, but it's really crazy for me to see people kayaking on these tiny boats, especially so close to the lurking sea monsters.
Whoa!
Alligator encounter. I can't decide if this guy is really brave or just plain foolish for swimming in waters full of crocodiles. Just look at how carelessly he was chilling out there. As you might expect, one of the gators decided it was time to teach him a lesson he wouldn't forget anytime soon. The video cuts off after that, but luckily, this not-so-wise swimmer made it back to shore safely. I hope now everyone sees why it's so important to stay away from waters that are home to these predators. Nature can be beautiful, but it can also be dangerous if you're not careful. Kayaking gone wrong. Off the coast of Hartenbos, a group of kayak anglers was having a nice, peaceful day of fishing, when suddenly, a massive 4-meter-long great white shark showed up, ready to play detective. The shark began circling and bumping their kayaks, clearly way too curious for its own good. Instead of the quiet fishing trip they had hoped for, the anglers found themselves in the spotlight of this underwater investigation. So you never know what the ocean has in store for you. Surprise catch.
Oh my God! That's a big ass gator, bro.
In the Okavango Delta, fishing took an unexpected twist when a sneaky reptile decided to say hello. This guy was out there, all focused on reeling in a huge fish. He was convinced that he had hooked a catfish and began pulling it in with excitement. But what popped out of the water instead? A massive gator, practically saying, "Hello, human?" Well, you can guess what happened next. He quickly threw his line back into the water and made a hasty retreat. Let's just say he probably won't be fishing in those waters again anytime soon.
Oh my God! That's a big ass gator, bro.
And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. Let's talk about a moment that proves the saying, everybody's a gangster until a gator comes out of the water. Back in July 2023, a worker at a Colorado gator farm had quite the wake-up call when he decided to get a little too close while feeding a gator a raw turkey. What was meant to be a routine feeding quickly turned into a nightmare as the alligator snapped at him. So guys, here's how unpredictable and dangerous wildlife can be, even when you think you're in control. So try to respect nature and maintain a safe distance, because those instincts kick in fast, and one wrong move can turn your casual day into a thrilling escape. See you later.